Jason, let's talk a little bit more about exactly what's happening and maybe some of the challenges people face in general. Because I feel like, as you said, and it may even be Facebook advertising may even be not from a gross revenue standpoint, but from a frequency standpoint, may actually be dominated by small businesses like restaurants or like Social Fresh. What do you think's keeping a lot of businesses from getting involved there? Why aren't there more of them on there?
Well, I think there's, like I said, an education gap. There's, a ton of options and more options than you can find anywhere else on the web for advertising and marketing in a self-enclosed platform. It's a little overwhelming. When we did our survey, people mentioned that the targeting options, the tools that you use to build what audience you're going to send your ad to, are the least mentioned problem. It's the least mentioned intimidating fact of Facebook ads. So they feel like I've got a handle on Facebook ad targeting, when in fact they're not doing it well at all. Their other responses tell us that they're not really understanding how to use targeting the best way they can. I just wrote a post on it yesterday. There's 15 main Facebook advertising target options, and underneath those there's tons of sub options. And it's, I compare it to trying to fly a space shuttle or a 747. There's so many knobs and switches that we don't really understand what they do, that we just kind of hunt and peck for the ones we think we recognize. We try to pull in lessons from other marketing and other online advertising options, and we are really doing a disservice to our own marketing budgets because we don't fully understand what those buttons do, right? So part of why we are writing about this stuff and doing conferences and stuff is because there is an education gap. So I think for a lot of people, they need to understand some of the basics, which are, Facebook. When you put a Facebook page up, it doesn't mean there's an audience there, right? It doesn't just Field of Dreams find you. You have to build that audience, and for the most part, that audience is going to be your customers or your potential customers that know your business. For a company like Social Fresh, we have thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that know about us but aren't necessarily customers yet. But they're familiar with our blog, they read our content, etc. We have hundreds and maybe a few thousand existing customers. Those are our Facebook fans, and that's who you want to be your Facebook fans. It is loyalty marketing, really. You want to use it as a place to talk to customers, to talk to potential customers, and build a tighter relationship with them, build a more loyal relationship with them, so that when they do have the need to buy your product, when they do see that new product that you come out with that matches their needs, they're going to be more trusting in pulling the trigger on that purchase. So Facebook ads are a big part of that, because in order to reach that audience, in order to build that relationship more than 10 to 15% at a time, you have to use Facebook ads. Just like you have to pay to send emails, you have to pay to send Facebook ads to your audience on Facebook. And I think there's a little bit of a gap there where people think, I'll put a Facebook page up, people will find me, I can put a bunch of ads up that advertise a free iPad, people will click on that and friend me, and I've got a bunch of numbers and I'm successful. And clearly you have to build the right audience, and then you have to monetize that audience in the right way. And you have to give them value along the way for those two things to meet correctly.